Hey guys, Bolton here, and I know I'm really late to the subject, but we're going to be going over the new LEGO Ninjago Summer 2025 set rumors. I know it's been a while, but with that, we have had a lot of information come out about these sets, so we pretty much know everything besides two sets, which we'll get to those first. But yeah, we should be expecting pictures for all the official pictures for all these sets in a few weeks. But yeah, let's start off with the first two. So these two have not leaked yet. We don't have any, leaked pictures of them. So the commentary on these ones is going to be a little bit shorter than some of the other ones. So the first one is Kai Speed Racer, and it was going to retail for $10. I do not have a piece count for it, but it's going to include Kai and a Spectral Dragonian, and I'll go into more detail about the Spectral Dragonians. This hasn't leaked, so I'm just expecting a small $10 bike set like we got last year for Zane, so nothing too crazy for that. And then the next one is the Aaron Spinjitsu Mech. It's going to retail for $20 originally, but now with all the tariff shit, it's now going to be, I think, 24. It might be 23. I might remember that wrong. But the set is going to be similar to the mechs from last year for like Kai, Sora, and Cole. We can rip off all the different limbs and stuff and combine them on different mechs. So that's going to be pretty interesting. It's going to come with Aaron, a Dragonian, and then it says a possible variant of Baby Ryu. And these are all going to release on June 1st in Europe, I believe. And then for America, I would assume August 1st. And I don't know if we're going to get maybe like the Ninjago Legend sets early in June, maybe just like how they kind of did with the Tournament Temple City last year. So I don't know if they're going to do that at all, but these should all be out by August. So that's what we're going to aim for, is August. But yeah, those two sets haven't leaked. I can't give too much commentary on them since we haven't seen pictures of them, but I'm not expecting too much from these. So the next set is a 4+ set. It's the Rogue and Drix Race Car Battle. It's going to retail for $23 or $24. This is another set that got a price increase. And yeah, it's an okay build, I guess. For $20 for 4+, it's okay. Drix does not come with his armor piece, which really sucks, but we do get like a new hood for Jay, which is pretty nice. And then Nia is also included in this set. And it also has the revealed blade. And the builds are not too crazy. It's just a race car for Jay and Drix, so nothing too crazy with this set. So the next set is the Ronto Master Dragon. It's going to retail for $50. It was going to originally retail for $45. This one got a price increase, and it has 381 pieces. And this set does not look like Ronto at all. The jaw looks horrible. I don't know what they were thinking about the jaw, and the neck should have been like twice as long as it looks on here. It just looks like it's 4 studs length, which is not very long. But the set includes the new version of Lloyd Sora. It also includes Wildfire and Zark. I'm not a big fan of the new ninja suits. I just don't like the armor piece and how it just makes them use the hair on it. I'm just not a big fan of that. Zark's included in the set, which is okay. I guess this is the cheapest way to get him. And then there's also a Wildfire. It's just the Season 2 version without the armor, which, sucks that they're not giving her the armor piece at all. But whatever. Another thing that's included is a very, very small little shrine build. But the build itself, Ronto, looks nothing like Ronto, in my opinion. The wings, maybe that's what is given the price increase, because this set looks like a $40 set, but the wings are just these giant, plastic molds that they use for Ryu in the most recent build for him. And they're in a pink color. But the color scheme overall looks pretty good. It's just the head and the neck that just looks bad, in my opinion. Just give it like an extra 50 pieces. Fix the jaw. Give it an actual jaw. But if the jaw's very brick built, does not look very good at all, in my opinion. And yeah, this just looks like a $40 set in my opinion. So let's go on to the next one. So the next set is Rogue's Dragon Knight Mech. The set's going to retail for $75. It was going to originally retail for $70, and I think that's just a stretch. This set looks $50 in my opinion, and it has 584 pieces. And the minifigures are Rogue, Aaron, a Spectral Dragonian, and Rox. Rox looks pretty good. She doesn't come with a cape, which kind of sucks, but whatever. Aaron's the same figure. He's holding one of those reveal blades. I can't tell if Rogue is new or not. And then there is a Spectral Dragonian with the ghost tail. Those look pretty nice. They have like this kind of like translucent light blue with a creamy color tail. And they also have like a gunmetal gray helmet with some red horns. So those look pretty cool. But yeah, this set just looks weird in my opinion. The best way to describe it is a mech riding like a T-Rex, looking like a velociraptor type of thing. I actually really like the color scheme. My original hope with this set was that it was going to be kind of like the Lloyd Dragon from the LEGO Ninjago movie. I think that kind of design would have fit better with this color scheme. I love the color scheme with the white, dark blue, and the trans yellow. And then I'm not a big fan of the mech riding feature. I just think that's just a stupid gimmick that they always do. Almost $80 for the set is ridiculous. It looks like a $50 set. So let's move on to the next one. The next set is the Ninja Combat Vehicle. This set was originally going to retail for $90 with 561 pieces, but now it's going to be $100. So this is kind of a remake of the combo vehicle last year, which I'm not a big fan of that set at all. But I'm kind of surprised with this one. I like the build a lot for the sets. The combo vehicle actually looks pretty cool. It has some new tire pieces, which I really like. But that price is ridiculous. $100 for this thing is just no. And $90 was bad too. Like originally $90 was not a good price for the set. This set looks like a $70 set. But it does come with some nice figure selection. It comes with a new Cole, Kai, Wildfire without the armor piece, Nox without the cape, which he should come with a cape. And then Spectral Dragonian. This one does not have a tail. He has his own little side build. And then Frack is in this set, which is a big surprise. And I just gotta respect the play by LEGO. Just put the new, character we've all been wanting for a while. Put him in the most overpriced sets in the wave. That's just so funny to me, and I'm not even mad about that. But yeah, this set looks like $70 in my opinion, and I like the build a lot. It looks pretty cool. It's got a nice red color scheme. I'm pretty sure it can split into 2 bikes and a jet, if I'm not mistaken by this. But yeah, overpriced, easily the most overpriced set we've had. Hopefully this trend does not continue next year, but this is what we're getting. The next set is Lloyd's Transforming Mech Jet. This is going to retail for $110. It was going to retail for $100. It has 1,112 pieces. And the minifigures included in this set are Lloyd, Sora, the same ones in the Ronto set, Kerr. She has a very nice side build in this set, which is a, bone dragon, and you can actually combine it with Thunderfang from the March Wave of sets, which is pretty cool. And it also comes with Tyr and a Spectral Dragonian. The one leak that we do have of the set is just the back of the box, but we don't really get a good look at this set. We get a good look at the jet portion of this, and we get a small glimpse of the mech on the side of the box. And I like the jet more than the mech. The mech looks very weird in my opinion, so I'd probably just display this as a jet. And then in terms of value, this set should be $100, and $110 is really stretching it for this set. And then Sora, she gets a little glider in this set, and overall it's a pretty cool looking set. I believe this is maybe the first time we're getting a Lloyd jet. I could be wrong on that, so if you can leave your comments down below, that would be great, and correct me. Overall, pretty decent sets. And so the next sets that we are getting are a new sub-theme, which is Ninjago Legends. And so we don't know too much about it, but the first set is the Fire Knight Mech. It's going to retail for $120 and has 996 pieces. And I am not a big fan of the kind of diorama aspect of it, where they use like the black slope pieces on the bottom, like the Marvel dioramas. But the mech itself looks okay, in my opinion. I'm not a huge fan of it. It seems to be on top of like this little perch, and it's fighting this tentacle squid monster with a black and pink color scheme. And it looks like an okay model to me. I'm not a huge fan of this. This set just doesn't really do it for me. Comes with Kai and Civilian. So these kind of display sets are just kind of another excuse for them to be like, oh, we're going towards more adult theme type of thing. So that way we can give you the best build possible, but skimp out on the minifigures selection, kind of like what they did last year with the Cole mech, which I'm not a huge fan of. I think they should have just give us good builds and good minifigures, but whatever. And then the next set, I actually do really like this set. It's the Guardian Dragon. It's going to retail for $150, has 1,650 pieces. We just recently got some really good images of the sets. Still leaks, so we can't really show those here. But the set comes with a new version of Wu. He looks pretty nice, just kind of a generic Wu, but still a good figure. Should come with more figures, but whatever. This giant green dragon looks very nice. Has the fabric wings, which I really like. Has this very nice crown on the top of its head. And it's a very slender build. It's very vertical. It gives us some dimension. So it's 19 inches tall, which is very nice. And it's perched on top of this kind of waterfall mountain thing with a little bit of a shrine to it. But yeah, this set looks great. I just don't like the diorama aspect of it with the slopes, black slopes on the bottom. Not a huge fan of that. But overall, it looks really cool. And it's supposed to include an exclusive poster inside it, and I'm pretty sure the Kai mech is also supposed to include a poster, if I remember correctly. And the last set, this one's probably my favorite build out of all of them, and it's the Temple Bounty. It has 2,387 pieces, and it's going to retail for $200. And the figures included in this sets are Wildfire without the armor piece, Rogue, Cole, Zart, and then a new version of Nia and Zane in the sets. And I really like the build. It's kind of a darker bounty. It kind of reminds me of the movie Bounty with a little bit of a darker color scheme. It's very vertical. It's a very tall bounty, but it's very narrow and slender. I would guess the width of it is about 12 to 14 studs for the width, and then the height is it's just very tall. The masses on them look pretty cool. And there's this dragon going throughout the build, which looks very nice. So looks like there's a lot of interior to this, and overall this just looks like the best build to me. Figure selection is kind of weak. I wish there was more minifigures. I wish there was more Forbidden 5 minifigures, some more villain minifigures in the set, because only getting 6 is kind of weak for a $200 set. Overall, it's an okay summer wave. Usually the summer wave of sets is pretty strong. This one is definitely one of the weaker summer waves in my opinion. It definitely gets hurt by the fucking tariff shit, where the prices just went up on some of these, and these sets were already stretching their original cost, but now that they're costing more, just something that I'm not looking forward to be honest. My favorite is probably the Temple Bounty, and then probably the Lloyd Mech Jet, and then otherwise, I don't know exactly what I'm going to get day one. I really want the other two Forbidden 5 minifigures, so probably the Lloyd Mech Jet and then the Rogue Dragon are probably the two that I will definitely get day one just for those Forbidden 5 minifigures, and then maybe the Temple Bounty. Maybe the Ninjago Legend sets. I have a theory that maybe the Ninjago Legend sets will actually release in June in America, because last year we had the Tournament Temple City release in June, which I'm hoping they do that, so that way we can kind of get those two sets early and then save up for the rest of them. But yeah, it's overall a pretty weak summer wave compared to other summer waves in my opinion. Like last year's summer wave, I think it was better. But yeah, those are my thoughts. We should be getting official pictures for these sets in a few weeks, so I am excited for that. And that way I can build a budget and see what sets I can get August 1st. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. I'll try to make more videos. I'm starting to get more hours at work, so probably won't be too much, but I'll try to make a official picture reveal video whenever those come out. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.